Has Wall Street gone completely bonkers? I'm sure you've been hearing words like short squeeze and buy the dips, or even the infamous to the moon with a bunch of rocket ship emojis after it. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the GameStop short squeeze that's going on right now on the stock GME traded on the New York Stock Exchange. All right, so let's get into it. Unless you completely don't pay attention to financial news or have been off social media for the last several days, you really can't go 5 minutes without hearing about GameStop and the absolute roller coaster ride the stock has been on this week. Well, it's not over, but as a financial professional, and I've been in the industry for nearly 2 decades, I have never seen anything like this before. So I thought I would kind of decode what's actually happening here behind the scenes. So for starters, let's discuss and define what shorting the stock actually means. Most people are familiar with how to buy a stock or what buying a stock or taking a long position means, which means in simple terms, you're making an investment and you realize a profit when the security or the stock rises in value. Well, a short position is the opposite to a long, which refers to when you borrow a security with the plans to buy it later on. When you short, you profit when the share price of a stock falls in value. So, what's a short squeeze then, you might ask? It's a phenomenon that occurs when a stock's price increases rapidly, forcing traders who had bets on the security would fall to buy back in order to minimize potentially much larger losses down the road. In that scramble to buy, it actually ultimately adds even more upward pressure on the stock's price, and as a result creates an even bigger loss for the short seller. The scramble to buy ultimately adds to the upward momentum and pressure on the stock's price, and eventually the short seller gets squeezed out. Now, why is this even important? So what? Well, at the beginning of this year, 2021, several short squeezes kind of started occurring at around the same time. The biggest one making the news is obviously GameStop or GME. Other ones that are notable are AMC Entertainment, or the movie theater company in the US, AMC, Nokia, the telecommunications company Nokia, and even our Canadian homegrown BlackBerry is kind of under the same situation as well. So this is basically following efforts by a group of retail traders under a specific Reddit subgroup known as Wall Street Bets, or WSB for short. Just for the record, this has over 4 million followers to date. And basically what resulted from this was a large spike in the price of these securities as short sellers ultimately became forced to cover their short position. And this led to kind of substantial losses for them. So the GME stock went from trading just a little over $3 back in March of 2020 to, as of January 28th, as high as $450 on the intraday. It has been an absolute wild situation to watch, and a lot of this stems from a specific hedge fund, Melvin Capital, and how they had open short interest on GameStop of about 148% of the total outstanding shares. This is kind of ridiculous because they were actually selling short more than the open available shares that were there to be able to buy, which is crazy. But more importantly, it's a fairly routine situation for a hedge fund where you can actually have your capital amplified when you deposit it with your prime broker. And at times you can have upwards of 10 times your capital available in the form of leverage. And this is when scenarios like this can happen, a dangerous or risky maneuver. When done correctly, the payoffs could be huge, but at the same time, when done poorly, everybody's seeing what's happening. So in this specific case, the Wall Street Bet Trader Group weren't having any of that. And they decided to say, you know what, we're going to take the other side of the trade and ultimately force Melvin Capital's hand. And when you dig a bit deeper, this entire situation has this sort of grassroots financial protesting almost on Main Street versus Wall Street. And time will tell who ends up winning the war, but it's very clear that the battleground are these handful of stocks that are getting pushed to the moon. So anyways, if you've been investing in the securities, I would love to hear your experiences. I'll put my contact info at the end of this video. And as always, I really do appreciate the support from you guys. If there's anything else that you want to see, please also do drop me a line on it. And until next time, please stay safe out there. And if you are investing in these roller coasters, please be careful. All right, talk to you soon. Bye for now.